the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got two teams who were AFC rivals for almost 25 years. It's the Broncos and the Hawks on Monday Night Prime Time.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington.
Tonight, it's our first Monday night game of the new season, and we've got a good one coming up between the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, welcoming you to the end of Week 1 of the 2022 season. And the appeal for this one, it's obvious. No surprise it's been saved for primetime, CD. These two franchises involved in a blockbuster deal in the offseason that, of course, dealt that quarterback from Seattle to Denver, and now he gets to face his former team.
That quarterback, Russell Wilson, and his first game back in Seattle, his biggest deal, making sure he goes to the proper locker room. Let's face it, Denver had to have a quarterback. We're used to this franchise being one of the best ones in the NFL. 5 straight losing seasons despite talented rosters. Seattle, they experienced their first losing season last year since 2011, going 7-10.
The first of 2 here on a Monday night, the opener for these two teams as we're underway on EA Sports.
And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center, guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Smith going to look to throw right away.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive.
Fresh off the pick six, it's Smith. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker III.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Smith.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. This will be from 49 yards out. Myers' kick is good. And they are off on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Now here's Russell Wilson, 11th season in the league. First, of course, with Denver after a high-profile trade this offseason that saw him dealt from Seattle.
The Denver Broncos knew exactly what they wanted when they acquired Russell Wilson. They wanted to bring in a quarterback who was durable, consistent, and a proven winner to take a talented roster back to the postseason. And Russell Wilson, he was all of those things in Seattle. One losing record in 10 seasons, missed only 3 games in that time, and made 9 Pro Bowls.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Wilson.
That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Fourth down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt.
Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
On 1st down, Wilson. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Tim Patrick's one of my favorite stories in the NFL, a self-made player at every level. He's beat great odds to become a starter in this league. The Broncos love the reliable production he brings them from the number 2 or 3 spot on the depth chart.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10.
And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Now Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Tariq Cohen, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. McManus's point after is good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Walker now on 1st and 10. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Smith. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now Smith. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 36 yards on the play.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Now Geno. Repeated the last play, finding Walker. No gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Smith throwing again. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
They run here with a second-year man from UNC, Javonte Williams. He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down. They'll go jet sweep here with Sutton.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. So on 4th down, the Broncos send Corliss Waitman out to punt. Back deep, the former All-Pro Tyler Lockett.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This complete to Lockett.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. From the 50, it's Smith. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Holding. Offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Geno out to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. Smith trying to get him to the line quickly with the clock rolling. Throwing now is Geno. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Smith.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
And this won't get there, won't be online either. It's no good, off to the right, and they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this 1st half. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long.
Wilson.
This one complete to Jerry Jeudy.
Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 1st half. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. To throw is Wilson.
He'll drop this down to Williams.
And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the 1st. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. So we reach halftime here at our first Monday Nighter of the season. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports Halftime Report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that 1st half for the Broncos. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos
at their own 23.
Here's Williams to start the drive.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. From the 29, Wilson toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from home. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Here's Wilson to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The 330-pounder Al Woods brings the boom on the sack.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3-score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. The good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Smith.
And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Short throw to Disley. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop it well short.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On 2nd down, Williams. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Cohen.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So a good grab there. And here's a guy, he had to learn the offense quick, just picked up as a free agent earlier this week.
And usually there's a connection, isn't there? A past coach, someone from the front office who knew him from before and thought that he could help this team.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Patrick.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the fourth. To throw again on second down. Wilson
over the middle, complete to Judy. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And this is incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson.
Swings this out here for Cohen. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
The Broncos on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy.
And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And out now come the Seahawks.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
This one to the former Bronco. It's Noah Fant.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Smith.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Again, Smith. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start with a give to Cohen. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. A run between the tackles with Cohen, and he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A shotgun snap for Smith. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a Week 1 victory. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Well, partner, that'll do it. These Week 1 primetime games, they always seem to have a little bit more electricity, a little more anticipation. A fun one tonight, and a lot of fun ones that we have on the road ahead.
And, partner, I love the word you just used there, electricity. Things were crackling out there, weren't they? And let's face it, both of these teams came in with the idea, get off to the start. Get off to a 1-0 start and get your season going. That could spark an excellent season for them. They've got that in their pocket now.
So for the Broncos, it'll be a happy trip home as they start the season with a road victory here on a Monday night. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.